In time for the holiday season 2025, here are 7 of the coolest AI-driven gadgets this year that are truly changing the game. So welcome back to Dave is Not AI. My name's Dave, AI skeptic, AI expert. Let's get started. So put this together because I had some people request that I recommend some retail things they can buy on the market or buy from Amazon, so to speak. So moving away from kind of the enterprise AI discussions in terms of consumables that are out there in the market that are clearly innovative things that you want to own, want to possess. And obviously everything's AI enabled these days. I don't think you can find an appliance or a TV set or anything that doesn't have AI that's going to be part of their DNA. But I think there are 7 of them out there that take things to the next level. And I'd like to present those to you here. So the first gadget, and mine's on the way right now, Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses. So these look like ordinary Ray-Ban glasses, but add a hands-free photo and video capture, real-time translation, and on-the-go AI assistance, perfect for capturing life and getting quick info without a phone. So in other words, they provide you with a virtual AI experience where you're able to look at something and basically capture it in the video, and you're able to look it up as to what it is, how much it costs, where the best price is if you're in a store, or anything that you need. For example, trying to identify a make and model of a car that you may see bike riding. Just lots of cool applications for these glasses. Now, it doesn't do anything more than your phone does. But it just provides you with an easier way to do it. So built in your glasses, you're able to augment what you see and what you hear with some AI capabilities. And I think that's just cool. And once I get those glasses, I'll review them for you and we'll talk about their capabilities. So next would be Roborock S8 Max V Ultra, which is an AI robot vacuum. And of course, it's not just a vacuum. Its AI recognizes and avoids obstacles, things like pets, yourself, your shoes, tangled cords, and learns the best cleaning routes for your home, delivering real autonomous cleaning with voice-controlled precision. So if you've ever used a Roomba, obviously the limitations there, I think some of them are basically touting it as being AI powered, but it runs around the room in some sort of a random pattern. As it runs in obstacles, it'll react to running into those obstacles. So even though it's a robot, the capabilities of it were pretty primitive. And so with this vacuum, we're able to take AI and take the vacuum experience, if there is one, to the next level, because it's able to learn about a room, where it needs to go, how it's going to clean the room, and then run into fewer things, and the ability to run around different obstacles, which obviously are going to be in the way of you having a very clean rug. So next gadget would be Time Kettle X1 AI Interpreter Hub. So this is a powerhouse for people who travel. This device provides near instant accurate translation for over 40 languages and works offline, breaking down language barriers for businesses and adventure. So one of the things that I get stressed out when I travel to another country is the use of the English language. I don't learn the native language in the countries I'm going to. So you're hoping you're going to run into somebody who speaks English. And sometimes that's possible and sometimes that's not. Obviously, we have Google Translate that sits on our phone, and we can, talk into it and then play the voice response back to someone we're trying to communicate with. But this is a much more seamless solution. This is something you wear around your neck, and you're able to immediately translate what you're telling somebody and have translated back to you whatever they're telling you. And so it's going to be a much more seamless conversation. Obviously, there's other alternatives out there. I think Apple, with their new earphones, are able to do real-time translation and do it on the fly, and I hear that's pretty good as well. But this is a pretty good, seamless product for what it does, and I think people who are going overseas that need to do a lot of communication should have this. So next would be Furbo 360 Dog Camera, which is an AI pet camera. It's able to use AI to recognize and alert you to important pet activities, barking, eating, chewing your carpet up. Automatically records highlight moments and even tosses treats, all from your phone, which really is going to be a peace of mind for many of us who work outside the home and have to leave their pets alone for, 8-10 hours a day, and your ability to check in on them, have a moment of communication, just see what they're doing, and also do something fun like that, having it dispense a treat. That's kind of cool. And I kind of like that idea. And they use AI as the ability to do it, to spot the pets, what they're doing, the activities that they're doing, and making sure you're alerted to, anything that would maybe be a concern. They're damaging something or someone enters your house, things like that. It's a peace of mind. And I recommend it if you're a pet lover, you work outside the home, this one's for you. So next would be Rewind Pendant. It's a wearable memory device that records your day's conversations and uses AI to make them searchable, so you recall anything that you've heard. It's great for meetings or anyone who forgets details easily. I love this, and I'm a big user of the AI assistant on Zoom when I'm having conversations with people, and it gives me a summary of the conversation after the conversation is done, so I don't have to read through a huge transcript of us talking for 30 minutes, but it gets to the essence of what was said. And so wearing this around your neck and your ability to record conversations or basically monitor conversations and find a summary of those things, using an AI-based engine to make it happen. Pretty cool and pretty functional for people like myself. It seems like I'm talking to people all the time and saying things I want them to do or things that they want me to do. I want to be able to get things right that are communicated to me, and it'd be great if I could review the conversation afterwards. And also, more importantly, when I communicate with somebody, I want to make sure that they understand what I'm saying. And if something's missed, it's going to find that out. So it should provide better accuracy. I think you can be annoying with these, so be careful. But I like the fact that it's able to make our life easier and make us communicate better. So next would be Lenovo Visual AI Glasses V1. And again, these are smart glasses. Obviously, there's a trend here where everybody's trying to make the smart glasses marketplace. The great thing about the smart glasses we're seeing today, including the Meta ones we talked about earlier, is they're relatively cost effective. I think the sunglasses I paid for, which are prescription, by the way, and progressives, is about $500. And that's how much you're going to pay for, a good pair of sunglasses anyways, prescription sunglasses. And so we're starting to see more and more of these devices out on the market. I think it's going to be a good thing. So we're going to get to the pragmatic use of these things. So it's unlike Google Glass that we saw 10 years ago, something like that ended up not taking off. It was way too expensive for what it was able to do. It didn't have the same capabilities. Now we have these things that really can add value to your life. So these glasses, very much like the Meta glasses, delivers dual micro LED devices and hands-free AI assistants, nudging toward the era of wearable computers for augmented work or entertainment experiences. So basically, what the Meta glasses do, this does as well. So it's able to look at images, it's able to identify things, it's able to, give you information directly within the glasses and without looking at your phone. And this is going to be fairly handy. And certainly, if you're doing what I do and ride bikes around, things like that, navigation is going to be, a core need. And if I'm able to look at the navigation within my glasses versus looking down at the handlebars over and over again, that's going to be a safety advantage. So I think these are cool. I am going to try a few of these things. I think after the first of the year, I'll report back to you if they work for me or not, but take a look at these. So next would be AI smart home hubs, such as Google Gemini powered speakers. And also there's other hubs that are out there as well. Most of them are AI delivered. I know the Amazon hubs, the Amazon Echo that I believe they have out now, which is the Amazon A word that I can't say because I'll trigger mine, are hooked up to AI systems like ChatGPT and Gemini and other LLMs, and it allows you to, in essence, get access to these things in a much more functional way. In other words, we're able to use IVR, interactive voice response, to communicate with the hubs, communicate with the devices. We're able to ask a question, no matter how complex or simple, and it's able to provide us an answer. I use it all the time. It's in my car. It's in my home, and these things are really cool technology. So these smart speakers aren't just voice assistants anymore. They can manage complex routines, interpret commands with context, and integrate with smart home ecosystems far more intelligently than ever before. So you got to remember, these things had a fairly limited amount of value when they first came out. Everybody was using them, pretty exciting technology. But as far as being able to control devices in your home, that was something that evolved shortly after that. And so in other words, thermostats and garage door openers in your car, and all these things are hooked up to these devices now. So we're able to do things in a common interface using these hubs, for IVR, or I'm sure we could do it on our phone as well. Start a car in the morning to make sure it's warmed up, do so remotely, the ability to make sure our windows are closed, the ability to make sure our temperature is set at the right place, the ability to turn our oven on. All that stuff is available to you now through these hubs. And it's fairly inexpensive relative to what they do. Many of the sensors are, $10 to $30 that you're going to install. The smart thermostats are $100 these days for a good one. And you're able to automate your home, which was something, maybe 10 years ago, which was going to be about $10,000, with a relatively small fraction of that these days. I think they're cool. I think they're going to be a continued innovation in the market. You should take a look at them. So what about other AI-powered innovations, AI-powered gadgets out there? Well, there's many recent releases like AI-powered earbuds. We already talked about the ones from Apple, autonomous home robots, and health monitoring wearables that are out there as well, and also becoming more smarter and more useful year by year. We all wear smartwatches now. We all have phones on our side. We all, use exercise and trainers that are hooked up to systems that allow us to monitor the production. Our scales are hooked up, which tell us how much we weigh or how much we've gained, how much we lost. And all these things really kind of are coming about as exciting things, I believe. Now, people will look at some of these AI things that are out there, and certainly the wearables and certainly scales and things like that tell you personal information, and warn you pretty quick that, you have to worry about your privacy when these things are there. Absolutely you do. I'm not saying that you trust all of these devices. I just say that you look at them for the value that they're able to bring. And the fact of the matter is the prices are coming down a lot on these things. So coming into the Christmas season, coming into the holiday season, we have a lot of options out there, pretty cool gifts that we can get for our loved ones. So the best AI gadgets right now are the ones that generally solve real-world problems. Hands-free capturing, autonomous cleaning, real language translation, and smarter ways to connect to your home or digital world. So it's worth investing in the winning categories right now. Now the prices have come down. They're huge value, I think. And they provide a huge amount of value to us. And if you use them correctly, you can augment your life. You can make travel easier, work easier, just puttering in the house easier, things like that. So take a look at some of these devices and see if they have a room in your life and in your lifestyle. So skip the ones that feel, just like a novelty. That's my other recommendation out there. You're going to see ones out there that have AI powered. Obviously, everything's AI powered these days, that are going to be look cheap. They're going to be cheap plastic. They're going to break pretty quick. So buy the quality devices, typically buy the name brands that are out there. And again, it's going to allow you to take your life to the next level. And I think that's just great. Well, anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out my other videos here. Also, check out my full-blown generative AI architecture course out on GoCloud Careers, my 120 LinkedIn courses, LinkedIn learning courses, and of course, my latest book, An Insider's Guide to Cloud Computing. So until next week, you guys stay real safe. Bye.